Hello, everyone. We are here. Hopefully, you enjoyed the intro. Welcome to Raven for raiding in. Blue Joy is also here, and we are also in the presence of one macabre Derek. Welcome to you all who are hanging out. It is Friday. That means it's Cyberpunk time. Now we didn't play last Friday because it was the Friday after Thanksgiving, at least here stateside, and I was lay tired. There was a lot going on and travel the next day, but we're here, and I think the only other bloop we were talking about is the Friday after Christmas because I may still be out of town. So we'll get a couple sessions in, then we'll have a break, and then we'll come back, and we'll actually be in January. Uh, so uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so the time is kind of syncing up
It's
here.
cold.
Yeah.
Give me the
It's
cold.
cold.
I don't
From
want
the
the
Texas
heat.
transplant,
Give me
yes. It has been a little cold and snowy. And we'll be joined by Night Mage at some point piloting JP. He has presumably some family stuff that he's doing, which may even include taking a nap because he might also be late tired, just because his family recently expanded, and so that can be a process.
Yeah, the baby.
Anywho,
Also,
H
look,
dot.
hold on.
Nah.
Looks like you've got both overlays up.
Yeah, that's the VTM overlay
You're
underneath
gonna
this.
be this with the VTM.
Oh, you
and
did?
the
Yeah.
there's a VTM.
Oh
over
yeah.
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 Underneath the Cyberpunk one,
Because underneath D-Res I see Tyrone.
and above your head, I see by night.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We actually did have a Halloween crossover, so clearly online, like real life, also bled into online, which is really disturbing, given the fact I want
Wow.
neither of these worlds to actually exist. Let's see what's going
Yeah.
on with this. Real
Well,
quick.
well,
Night Mage dealing with the child DLC to life.
the child DLC. Oh my god, that's like Game of Thrones
That's
life in the fullest sense of the word.
if life is a game and children are DLC, very expensive paid DLC.
That's
Yeah,
Cyberpunk
true.
one. What happens if I? Oh, hang on.
As a person who does not have
Doesn't
child
seem-
yet.
Yeah, because right now, yeah, I see what you're talking about there. Kiri has the Malkavian Broken Mirror by her name.
Yeah.
And Outback, you know what? Outback's a gangrel. That's fine. That works.
Yeah. Kiri's not
I-
insane
There we
enough
go.
to be a Malkavian.
I don't know what any of
D-Res
those
might know.
icons are on
D-Res.
site, so
There we go.
C-Red 100% might be crazy enough for a Malkavian.
In
Yeah,
the
I mean, she does have a truth from the truth from GTA level paranoia.
in the climax
You blame her?
of the vampire crossover, because they just finished that the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week here. It was actually Raven's character Ivy, who ended up becoming the hacker. Now, as we had discovered, vampire physiology is not compatible with cyber WARE, so she just had to use her own sort of Malkavian self to interface with the computer, which worked because just with the way that she saw things and could interact, all of Iteration X, which was kind of the Arasaka equivalent, with Pentex being Militech, kind of in a rivalry sort of thing. She just ended up using a special analog keyboard that she could use, and was like just out of phase enough, and she had just like rapid eye movements, and she also used I believe it was Oblivion Sight, so she could actually see the actual like matrix going on in this place, because the entire Iteration X building was a fetter for a wraith. Like the computer system was a wraith. and so she actually could see the data streams and everything that a normal hacker couldn't because it's technology and not spiritual. So, anyway, that was fun. And then they fought a nuclear-powered werewolf named Gordon Knott, and that was
Hmm.
I see what you did.
Interesting.
it was a grand conclusion. I'll post it up on YouTube. Raven, you can beat me around the head for that. I will get that posted up on YouTube. It might still be a VOD.
Look,
up
she's
also
been
that
beating
left
me
for
over the
one.
head for my VODs. She better be
Yeah.
beating you over the head for your VODs.
Oh yeah, actually, Raven says, yeah. Hey, we got to turn a werewolf into a nuke. It was a mix of Auspex and Oblivion. I can't remember. I thought it was a Oblivion site or something, or I guess Oblivion is the discipline. But
Oblivion is a discipline. The power is Oblivion.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Oblivion
then
is
sort of as
also-
a fun crossover, speaking of other Cyberpunk, and this can get into us having our table talk, because Coffee Cat, you also are having an epic conclusion to your own.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Night City Stargazers is on its last episode Wednesday.
Spex's character Clyde ended up. I allowed all the vampires to keep a souvenir from this future that should hopefully never happen, just as a weird sort of like a reminder that what they did happened, but it didn't happen. And Clyde kept the keys to the ship they used to ram the Iteration X building, and the vampire coterie / crew ended up naming the ship the Stargazer, which is a fun little nod over to the party or the crew that Coffee Cat's been running for on Wednesdays.
Yep.
Because those are they're the Night City Stargazers. And actually, Derek made a pop up visit, a surprise visit there for this grand combat that was happening. So yeah, I'll shill for you here, Coffee and Raven. Thank you for the shout outs. The big, this is it. Everything will happen in the grand finale.
Wednesday is the conclusion. Yep.
And then at some point in time, are you switching back to vampire, or what's in the future for role playing besides the ongoing D&D campaign you do on Saturdays?
I haven't decided yet because it's kind of a toss up because between three different things. It's a toss up between doing Cyberpunk Red again, between doing San Antonio by night again,
Okay.
or by doing Dallas again.
Now that some time has passed,
All of
and
which-
things have happened, right?
Yep. Lots of things could have happened. The vampire settings could be several future compared to the previous, and so it's really kind of up to the players that I have, and I have a very long short list now
Okay.
of people I would love to have at my table again, and people who would absolutely welcome back, because like no joke, there's like 10 people that are just like my top players.
You must
in
make them all
Discovery.
fight each other in gladiatorial combat to see who has the who can make the cut.
between all of them, I may have to do a casting call to see engage interest. So we'll see. What do they want to do? We'll find out in January on Copycat Presents.
Oh, it's happening. All right. And
I
then,
looked
of
at the
course,
door.
you're not even a guest because it's a co-stream because you fire up your stream on Thursdays for some Stardew. So, and I appreciate
we
you
were doing
walking
some
through that.
Stardew
The
stuff.
farm is looking really good, very comfy. Yesterday when we were playing, it was a day where just a lot of little things happened, and I definitely enjoyed just chilling out and breaking rocks for a while, and then like I would see all the progress you're making at the farm. That being said,
Yeah,
Coffee.
I do like doing the farm. I'm not a very interesting game streamer because I tend to get quiet when I game.
Well,
I'm not exactly the most expressive person when I'm playing games.
That's why I get to ask you all the questions. Now, I did have, I had, for IRS filing purposes, I had a business lunch with Dan, who was in town. Dan does a lot of the channel art.
Channel art.
And
Yeah.
I was discussing that because we're planning the memorial for 2025, which is something that debuts on this channel to celebrate the chaniversary of this place. And I mentioned playing Stardew, and let me tell you, two eyes went wide and lit up. So maybe on Thursday we'll have a fellow farmer join us, because Dan apparently has like
That would be so cool because we've got another little cottage on the farm already.
has like 1,000 hours already in the game. So we'll get
Come
stuff
on, Dan.
done.
What you been waiting for? Do you even watch the stream?
I think I have 5 hours in Stardew. I have it. I have it on my Switch, and every time I turn my Switch on, it stares at me, and then I'm like, "Cool, Pokemon."
been playing Legends
I
EA?
have Stardew.
I finished the
because I've never actually downloaded Stardew, even though that I own it.
It's a very
Same.
cozy game, and
Yep.
I have something like 500 and some hours.
I'm not the kind of person who plays cozy games.
No.
My
Then-
coziest game is Minecraft, and usually it's heavily modded to include things like nuclear reactors and the like.
Then lethality,
Well,
do what
it's
I
fun.
do. I'm specking to kill monsters and hit rocks until they fall apart. And I've just enjoyed that every day. Wake up, grab the pickaxe, and diggy hole.
These are dwarves.
Yeah, I could spec into the dwarf life, I guess.
I even have a
should
dwarf
correct
helmet.
myself. The
And then
game I have 500 hours in is Cyberpunk 2077. Not Stardew. Stardew was my top game until that game came out.
At some point, Coffee, and I may return back there. My first playthrough was very mixed bag, because of some hardware
I
issues
understand.
and other things. Since that time,
Yep.
I think the BIOS for my motherboard finally calmed its cyber
Tits?
tits, and I'm not getting the disconnects and everything that was happening before. I also I should be steady with RAM and my video card and everything, so I might be willing to go back and give it a less frustrating try now that I actually have
It should be a
functional
better
user
experience.
interface with the video game.
Yeah, the experience will be so much better if you're not having hardware issues.
And then for all of you here as well, because Chameleon, you hunt with me, and Blue Joy's out there. Raven does as well. At some point, they're gonna have the Christmas event in Phasmo, so we can step
Oh,
up
boy.
and do some Christmas time. They have like a special
Ghosties.
Krampus ghost model or something that they
I
usually
saw,
put
I
out
saw
there.
a long time ago a ghost with a snowman head. So
Evil as well
no.
is one of our hunters, and Queenie, Lion Queenie. I don't think she's here, but she usually like she'll come and hang out. But she's a hunter, and so sometimes we might get others. Dan, I talked to Dan about that, and I don't really like horror. It's very much your answer, Coffee, to hunting in Phasmo. So, anyway, lots of fun stuff. Just because it's getting cold, at least here in the northern hemisphere. Lots of fun things that we're doing as a community. And hey, if you all out there want to start your own Stardew Valley farm and interact with each other, let me be a medium for you all to do that and to interact in that way, because it's been this has been a good year. It's been a year of stability and very slow growth, and at least not treading water to sinking, unlike last year. So we're going to have a very good memorial for it. And I will say, because we did start this game this year, your characters will most likely be present somewhere in the memorial. So look forward to it, and you should.
Just like
Nice.
Chroma.
Yep.
I
Like
can't
in
wait to
Chroma.
see Dan's version of D-Res.
So
Dan's
I hope
version
you
of
like
D-Res
what
is going to be so cute.
the idea that Dan and I hatched out for this year's memorial.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Let's go over to let's just go down the line as I have you all over here. So from Drez /Coffee Cat, we have Gopher /Evil Intent. How you doing, friend? What are you up to? Anything that you want to announce or talk about as we're having our customary table talk before we get into the character?
Nothing really. Yeah.
You're
A
pretty
nice,
average.
slow and steady end of the year. That's fine. IRL comfy is amazing.
Look, just be glad you're not working. No. If you are, you know. If you're not, how dare you?
And let me just say that,
bitter about it.
especially on these cold days, Evil, I'm very jealous of your full beard, and you got this awesome head of hair. Believe me, winter isn't coming. Winter's already arrived when it comes to my own density of things. So be comfy, be just be the blanket burrito. That you be your best blanket burrito. Be warm and be warm and well. And enjoy your natural gifts. Let's move down to camera 3. Hey, there we go. Oh man, and here I am sitting in front of like a tower fan too, like an absolute fool. Camera 3 is Kiri /Lethality Complex. Anything going on with you that you wanted to talk about, bring up, or that I can help shill for you?
Well, I mean, now we're getting into the end of the year, my projects are slowing down. I have overtime to spend, so I'm having some time off. Obviously,
yes.
I'm gonna take some time off at the end of the year as well. And once I have that time available, you better believe I'm going to be running a mini campaign of something.
Awesome.
I have the itch to get back. I have the itch to get back in the GM seat, whether it be more than a one shot, whether it be me finally getting off my fat butt and running mage, like a mini campaign for mage, or running my own little bit of Cyberpunk Red, or something else in the World of Darkness,
100%
or
would run.
or SCP,
100%.
the TTRPG second edition, which was the one shot I had of that was really, really fun. Raven can attest to that. I tormented them with Sumerian gods. But yeah, that's those are the thoughts that I have in my brain for the things that I'm gonna do.
I'm here
over the next few weeks. Hey,
I'm here for it.
Hey, you find the time, Maddie, and you know we end up, if when I decide to run fits in your schedule, hit me up. You have a spot at my table. I would be more than happy to run.
Well, so on that note, especially with how everything just in pop culture and just everything everywhere was languishing last year in 24, and now we're seeing a little bit of springtime emergence of things with the channel. Personally, you know, I've done a lot of restructuring in the languishing year, and then especially in this year, and with me moving out of the external office, like back to home base and whatnot. I've kept things on the channel a lot more loosey goosey, where I'm not like, okay, I gotta show up 5 nights a week, and we gotta hit, you know, we gotta do entire like learning arcs of RPGs. I love doing that. I haven't given up on it, but I also needed to do a lot of me time, and so
you had to make the schedule.
Video games is also good
for this year, and then even going into 2026. It's not that the channel's getting any sort of a new identity, but I'm fine keeping open to either making a guest appearance, or if you want to run some short form story, and there's a day and a time that I can do that, then I would be happy to show up on other people's streams. In fact, when I got going originally on Twitch as a not just a consumer of entertainment, but a producer of it, I was so happy on Fridays. I would go over to D&D time, and I got to play these fun little characters in a weekly kind of like grab bag adventure, just a little, you know, hour and a half long story one shot. It was refreshing to the soul, and so I certainly don't mind being a part of other people's campaigns. I may not be able to do like a long form one, but if it's a 3-shot, or it's a nebulous, but it will just be a short story of, well, here's an idea and let's work through the idea, and then we'll go from there. Cool. Let me know, and I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to see if I can show up at a table.
I mean, three shots and things.
Mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
three shots and the things like that are about aside obviously the 2 games that I already have, Rebirth and this. That's really about the only especially given that it's in my vacation time. That's basically about the only time that I have to actually do stuff these days because of how busy that I am. But yeah, no, I am thinking I am gonna run a 3-shot. I'll probably hit up my short list of players because I know of a few that I know of a few. If I say, hey, I want to do this system, I will have like 4 or 5 people knocking at my door, being like, "Let me in! Let me in! Let me in at your table, please!" So
Yeah.
The "let me in" meme. Yep. 100%.
Yeah, just let
Excellent.
me in. Let me in.
Then
That's
I
me.
will shill for you when that time comes, and then especially if it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday, I'll see if I can make myself available to show up for a short story there. Moving down to Camera 4, which is Outback, piloted by one, well, depending on where you find him, Encyclo Chameleon or Overlord Chameleon, with the underscore. That is necessary as well. Which note to you, Coffee. We gotta fix the name on the overlay.
I keep forgetting. You forget. I'm a very forgetful person.
No, that's it. The whole thing's canceled. I'm embarrassed. Everyone's judging me. Everyone's watching, and it's over.
Okay, I mean, I have a name swap available. I can change it right now.
My honor is besmirched. How you doing, friend? Anything that you want to talk about in the virtual worlds of imagination, or over on your own channel, because you have been broadcasting video games?
I have been broadcasting video games. The topic of consuming versus creating was brought up. I've mostly started on Twitch only consuming, so starting to get into creating content. Tuesday was my first actual full 4-hour stream. Normally I peter out and die at around 3.5. The only exception to that had been the only exception for that had been when I did Dispatch, but
I watched a full playthrough of that. That's so good.
Yeah. Dispatch is basically an 8-hour game. Every chapter takes an hour, 8 chapters. So
thank you for the shoutouts, by the way, Raven.
Did them 4x4. So yeah, if you want to go over there, you can. Well, I'm done with Dispatch now, so probably Marvel Rivals, Risk of Rain 2 if I feel like it.
We can duo in Rivals, and you can back me up as I murder everybody as Moon Knight.
You murder everybody in every game that you play.
Not true.
That is.
True.
No, I only
problem with that is I play Moon Knight.
That's fine. I'll heal you.
No, I don't. If I'm playing. I always just call it. Every game has their own terms. If I'm playing DPS, that's usually Squirrel Girl.
No, I flex. I have at least 3 heroes in every role that I play. So.
Yeah.
But no, Coffee. For your information, I do not murder everybody in every game I play. I only murder some of them. I mentally traumatize the rest. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I got it wrong.
I checked my stream a little bit. I think I need to change some of my settings. My stream quality was really bad for Rivals, so...
It's probably a bit rate thing.
You definitely need the high bit rate, and if your internet can't handle a high bit rate, you're getting
action games will screw you.
I've got a direct Ethernet, but
you have gigabit internet or better.
I don't know about that. I don't know how to even check that. But I was getting a lot of encoding overloading on my OBS side. So
That
So
sounds like
then,
enough
speaking
to
of
play.
projects that are stopping, starting, technical issues and the like, why don't we pick up with the game here, since we had our fun little catch up and weekly chatter, and the possibility of murdering or traumatizing people is an option in this. So just as a quick summary, because we did have the 1 week off as well. Right now, and you all can see the date. Like, so we're keeping real time through the campaign. We are working through the year 2064 in our campaign, and it is currently Wednesday, January 9th, and the location is the up and coming, lots of development, lots of energy. Everything is neat, is clean and new, and nothing bad will ever happen to Pacifica. So much money is getting poured into this part of Night City. There's an amusement park. There's this nice convention center. There's even a
mall.
yeah, just the mall. And there's the desalination plant, which has actually done a lot to improve the water quality of the city, and then also in the little the little bay by the beach area that's been cleaned. So Pacifica, how wonderful! I mean, I don't know if any of you ever imagined possibly renting a place to live here, because actually, if we look, because this is even how you chose where you would end up taking your gig this week. I mean, there's just, you live, work, and play. And then it just costs $5,000 a month to be in Pacifica. You know, that's that's where everything is. But
given that we almost got murdered over the first 1,000 eddies that we got this month that we've yet to pick up, and that if we want another 1,000, we basically have to be willing to die. 5,000 a month. I'll just go and leap off the top of one of those buildings now and break both of my legs. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are just dying to live here, then, it seems.
Souls.
So you might have to then you all might need to schlep back to your places of residence outside of Pacifica. But for now, you're in the convention center on this Wednesday afternoon. Because you and many other people are applying for temp jobs for the electronic fair that is going on this week. And so we're going to begin with you all going through the application process. Of course, you're willing to, you're able to do a little hemming and hawing and planning because while JP is not here with us currently, he has been a force. He sees in you all a lot of potential and talent, and thinks that you all can really come together. And as someone who is an old fixer, that itself may speak volumes, because how many people reach an age like he does, especially as a fixer, as someone who arranges jobs, has contacts, could be betrayed at any moment. So you're here, and we left off, and then we also had the in our Discord channel conversation of who's here, what's available. And if you want this to take place, if you all want to have a little powwow with each other in the cafeteria, to sit down, because maybe you got little job flyers or something, we can have an RP session before we go through the application process, and we set things up then, because Thursday, so the next day, or rather, let's take a step back. After you select your job today on Wednesday, you're spending the rest of the evening. You're getting a quick tutorial, depending on what you do. You know, if you need a uniform, you need something, you're going to get the orientation. And then you need to be here tomorrow, because it's the presser. So all sorts of media and it'll just be like execs and media in the building, so that things can just focus on the tech that's here and conduct interviews and whatever. There won't be the normal public, and then Friday and Saturday are going to be the public days, when the whole convention center will be crowded and people are gawking and buying and doing all sorts of stuff. And then Sunday is tear down and whatever. It's kind of a half day. You get your week's pay if you complete your contract, and then you go from there. So, uh, as the crew, and you tell me, do you see this as you all are getting together? Or are you sitting down in the in like the public area of the convention center, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I think sitting down in the cafeteria together to figure out where we're going to end up / hit. Because maybe also doing some theft on the side, as we had spoken about.
Okay.
And Kiri is looking over the flyer, and she's kind of tapping her fingers against her cheek.
Drez is just kind of mulling over a couple of things that have caught her eye.
Do you all did the image that I just posted up? Are you seeing that in our Roll20? Are you seeing the cafe area?
I got the map still.
No.
Interesting. Let's
I can try refreshing.
Oh, there we go. I see it.
Okay.
That's the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the convention floor, it looks like. There we are.
All right. So, you are all sitting around one of these tables. I mean, I'm sure there's like 2 that you could scoot up to, so everyone has a place, and you can sprawl your brochures or whatever as well. There's all sorts of things that are offered. There's even real food, if you want it. Otherwise, there's all sorts of assorted kibble options for you. But yeah, here we are.
Does it cost me any money
There's
to go and get that real food?
real food will cost you money, yes. Now, if
it's about our lifestyle.
like, so your lifestyle, you can eat here as a part of your normal lifestyle. If it's kibble, then you get kibble, but you'd have to pay for real food while you're here. Now, if you're an employee of the convention center, or afterwards, if you do decide to work for one of the corps specifically, you might have that option available to you because you're either earning more money or they might just feed you real food. But for this, you haven't signed any paperwork yet. You're simply an applicant. You're a literal who off the street, and so you can eat here, but it's cafeteria fare. Though, perhaps as a small boon, maybe the kibble provided here is of different flavors than perhaps what you've tried, or maybe even as part of the tech show. There's like, new flavor infused kibble, and so there could be some interesting, I don't know, fusion flavor that that comes up. In fact, for a little bit of a connection to what had happened in the past, because I remember it was, well, I think it was either Night Mage or Chameleon. I think it was one of you two that said one of the cruelest things about the brain dance you were in at the Hook was the fact you could actually like smell real food, and like it actually was activating your salivary glands and everything. So that there may very well be a kibble that has we didn't get into the detail of the food in Cleveland you passed by, but perhaps there's a kibble there that as you're walking by, just a couple neurons activate as you smell it, and this kibble is infused with the same flavor molecules as whatever was put into your breather mask at the Hook.
Fucking pub
Maybe there's
burger.
actual scop dogs.
Oh, a pub
Yeah,
burger,
that-
like cheddar on a pretzel bun, and
I mean, that is also a thing too. The quote unquote kibble lifestyle does also support other super heavily processed things like Scott dogs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because the next step up is like generic prepackaged food that's actually real.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well,
TV
Like
dinners.
yeah,
TV dinners. Yeah.
TV dinners. Um,
Where scop is mostly like
Scop.
super processed shit in a tube.
Yep.
So
it's a hot dog, but like plastic casing.
sometimes wrapped in plastic, sometimes wrapped in casing.
No.
Who knows?
It's like a casing, but it's like a plastic casing. They're not like intestine casing franks that are like give you the really nice pop when you bite into them or whatever. But I
No,
imagine
they're-
Kiri is probably sitting there, nomming at a bag of, given that Arasaka's company, they probably like got a whole bunch of like Japanese-inspired flavors, and so this is probably like chicken teriyaki flavor, and she like pops a piece in my mouth. Oh, this sucks.
it's edible. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say so. You try some.
Actually
It's like
kinda good.
it's like really bad chicken teriyaki.
But also,
The noodle shot
D-Rez has
teriyaki
lived
is
on
way better.
D-Rez has lived on this sort of diet her entire life, so it's
You know,
Just a
Kiri-
bunch of
Kiri-
kibble vendors, a bunch of scop vendors, one
and the noodles.
one Panda Express, because of course Panda Express still exists.
Yeah.
the equivalent. Yep.
General Tso's chicken. But no, Kiri is kind of tapping her fingers to her cheek. You know, out of everyone here, I'm probably the only one equipped to take on the big job. She kind of taps it.
Why would you even think about that?
Unless they are going to give me a car to run over someone with. Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's also
Why-
the most dangerous.
Why would we take any job here?
Money.
Yeah.
Maybe a chance
Money?
at some free fresh food.
But it's also it also has that disclaimer down at the bottom, could end in death.
It's a
That is fair.
it's a live weapons test. Of course, it could end in death.
I don't like that idea.
Well, no, it's not like I'm in a rush to die anymore.
Well, then why suggest it unless you had some kind of death wish?
Because I could probably do it without dying and it would make money.
I don't doubt your skills. I trust you. I don't trust them.
Neither do I. But the thing is, D, you can always trust a dishonest man to be dishonest. It's the honest ones you have to watch out for because you never know when they're going to do something utterly stupid.
Like Mikhail.
Like Mikhail.
The thing that I have an issue with in that regard, now, you can maybe tell me that I'm paranoid, maybe you can tell me that I'm a little too much of a nethead, but this, as soon as they get your name, it's not gonna take much for them to figure out who you are.
You mean my cover? We've been over this.
I got through your cover.
Because I let you.
Maybe.
I'm sure Arasaka has some wireheads that are a little bit more brute force and competent. Nothing against you, but Corp has only forced the best out of people. And I don't think we
And
could go up against some Sokka ninjas.
And if they're-
That's actually the funny thing. Arasaka's Netrunner team is actually utter garbage. It's the ninjas that you have to watch out
Yes,
for.
I wouldn't
I
go
heard
so
it many
far as to
times.
say.
I heard it many times from Militech.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that they're incompetent. I would actually, you know, I'm scared of Arasaka Netrunners because they could easily fry me.
Oh yeah, but it's not because of better skills. It's just equipment. That's what makes
I
them
don't know
better.
about that.
It's true. Because the thing
A
is
better
that
cyber deck gets you only so far.
their Netrunners' entire tactic usually isn't to actually do data espionage unless there's data to steal, and then they simply look for the file, they take it, and they leave.
Yeah,
No,
and they're
normally
also equipped with net running chairs. They're equipped with body weight suits. They're equipped with hardware to improve their cyber decks. In fact, their cyber decks are probably built into their chairs with all sorts of intense hardware.
Again, that's just equipment. Their main tactic is that they tag architecture that then allows someone to go and physically infiltrate.
I don't know. Well,
That
I don't
counterintelligence unit is more social engineering than it is anything else. If we equipped you suitably, you would be able to take down the Netrunners no problem. The issue is that the Netrunners would likely find you, tag you, and then they would send a hit squad to murder you. The issue wouldn't be in the net; it would be in the meat space once the ninjas show up. And unfortunately, as good as I am, I unfortunately no longer have the requisite cybernetic enhancements in order to take somebody like that on. They would kill me.
which is one of the reasons why I am very cautious that you don't anchor them, that you don't even sign up for it, that you just stay away from Sokka as much as you possibly can because they're going to kill you.
Well, yes, inevitably they probably will.
And
I'd like to point out something that's rather important, though. Arasaka proper still aren't allowed in Night City. Everyone here is going to be a contractor.
that doesn't mean shit.
What are they going to do? Hire contractors?
It might take them longer, but like if Arasaka's really so keen on you and your existence, period, just ending.
I'm simply
as soon as they find you.
I'm simply incidental leftovers.
Arasaka ain't legally allowed to be on NUSA soil. Last time I checked, Night City is an independent state, and also nomads are well known for getting people across borders, no questions asked.
Yeah, I think technically it's not independent yet. I think.
No, it's not. It's not
like
independent yet. It's still NUSA.
However, the spirit. Before it actually happens, the spirit has to be there. So what you said can still hold true because in the heart of the city, if you're from Night City, you ain't like anyone else. So
nope.
I'll let it fly the technicality.
We're the spirit of Night Corp. Don't worry.
Speaking of wraiths and computer systems,
our wonderful murdered founder.
All of that aside, if you can give me a distinct reason why I shouldn't, with my skills, knowing full well that Arasaka doesn't have an official presence here and that it's all contractors, tell me, and I won't. You know I trust your judgment, D.
I don't want you putting your life on the line for 1,000 eddies and a hot meal.
I mean, there's also the
You're worth
executive.
way more than that.
There's also the executive medical coverage, but I mean, that aside, there's so many things that I could say in response to that I'm not going to kill the moment. Very well, I won't. I am, however, and she does kind of mark a couple of corporate security jobs, more or less working as like convention security and more as like under the specific employ of a corp, because there's prototype tech everywhere. Everyone's going to want to pull in freelancers and mercenaries and like local hires so that they don't have to bring in their own forces to protect their assets, because of the fact that every company here is going to be on the thought that there's probably going to be someone who wants their stuff, and that someone would break in and try to steal it. So they're going to want people who are loosely affiliated but with enough plausible deniability to take out said ne'er-do-wells with extreme prejudice.
On that note, then, in fact, a couple points of order for what has been discussed so far. None of you need to roll particularly for the human perception. You are not the only group of people who have shoved two tables together and who are going over papers and having similarly hunched over discussions. So you can imagine that there's people here for all different reasons as well. And then there's, as you see, there's a lot of individuals just like sitting and eating, or people who might just be down on their luck or whatever. So there is that, at least to back up your point there, Kiri. Even if it's just an edge runner's gut feeling, as you look at other tables and you see other groups of people who are kind of going over the brochures or making checklists, or I don't think D-Rez said that she's doing this, but there's probably even a scene where there's one person who's like leaning over the table and has grabbed his chum by the collar, and you can't hear what they're saying, but there's like some vigorous shaking going on, and then like a thwap upside the head.
I mean, it's even outside of that. It's just the basic corporate thinking of we have a lot of stuff here, prototype stuff, that someone is probably going to want so that they can try and fence it. We can't necessarily bring in our own forces too heavily, because of the fact that we show up with an army. Yeah, people are going to have issues with that. The corporations rule the world in that sense, but there's also this thing of it's just a PR nightmare to show up with an army to do a tech show. So they hire people who are only loosely affiliated. They can slip into the shadows. They have plausible deniability, but they still get the security that they want.
I'm sorry, real quick, and then I'll let you go. But because you already broached it so far, the two other points of order. Speaking of cyber chairs, it certainly wasn't anything that a big corporation like Arasaka would have, but even Mikhail ended up modding his hospital bed into a cyber chair, so he was able to hack into his own business from the hospital using the hospital's network and hardware. And then also, because it was brought up about, speaking of a physical presence quite literally dropping in for corporate espionage, not necessarily digitally, but physically, that also happened at the Hook. Now, coincidence? Maybe. Standard operating procedure, or someone's trying to just imitate the Arasaka method? Maybe. But because it was brought up in conversation, I can at least reinforce that these thoughts could come to mind, that there are similarities now that it's been put out there in the ether of your cafeteria tables. Oh. All right, now back to you all. Just I wanted to bring up those points.
And then, of course, with Gopher bringing up Mikhail. As a
Yeah.
response to the it's the honest ones you gotta watch out for.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Kiri did give him a nod of affirmation, like, yes, very much correct. But
I mean,
everyone,
the person.
that philosophy where it's like, yeah, you use your netrunners to tag physical locations and then you just send people in. Arasaka used ninjas, Militech just used soldiers.
Yeah. Heavy artillery. They just need to tag your grid coordinates. The other point of view here, like, perhaps, maybe, the Corps will bring in local security, but unfortunately the person who would be able to answer this, our fixer, isn't present. But the other point is the Corps might just be double dealing. They're going to sell what they can legally sell here, and a few nights there might be a night market for the stuff they can't legally sell.
Also,
Why bother trying to protect their stuff from being stolen when they can just sell it?
if it's prototype and not ready yet, because it is a tech show
Like,
where it is just a tech demo when something goes wrong, or they decide, yeah, we're not ready to sell it yet, and yet a prototype gets out onto the market anyway because someone steals it and sells it.
Yeah. If I were a corp, I would want to head off any prototype theft by just turning a double profit and selling it on a night market.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
normally they'd let their stuff get stolen for that by edge running teams they sponsor to
Or
do
gangs,
that. Or gangs. Look, we already had a run-in with the bozos. What's yet? The Philharmonics, the sitcoms.
Tiger Claws.
Just keep the mascots away from me.
At the very least, the Tiger Claw. The Tiger Claws would be actually not the worst in the world to deal with.
I thought the tiger claws were in Sokka's lap.
Other way around.
Rumored.
At least at the moment, because Arasaka doesn't have the the foothold they have in 2077 here in Night City yet. But once you get to the time of 2077, yeah, basically the Tiger Claws are in their lap, with the exception of like those who directly serve, like Wakako, who is still around in 2064. She is definitely around.
A younger Wakako.
Yeah, she's probably has a cougar on her fifth husband by now, so it's
Husband 5 is still alive, maybe.
Husband 5 is still alive. Breaking news from Japantown. Seems like.
Breaking news from Japantown. The MILF isn't a gilf yet. More at 11.
So yeah, when we, I'll say when, just in case. I don't want to say if JP arrives, but when JP arrives, we may ask him to see if he can sniff out if a night market's going to be happening, coincidentally very close to the Electronics Fest.
I imagine it probably would, but yeah. With what Diaz has said, Kiria's like, fine. I'll take on one of the just regular corporate security jobs. They need mercenaries. I can do that.
Good.
Not to mention, given that Kiri does actually have licenses for her weapons, she does have the requisite licenses and everything to basically bounty hunt as far as Night City is concerned. Any of the corps would be more than happy to have her, and she would be actually able to more or less open carry her weapons.
I'm thinking
so long as she stays within the confines of the exhibit of whichever corps she's working for.
Outback doesn't have a license for his weapon, or his cyberware, or his car.
I mean,
he is very careful to know where all the red light cameras are.
technically, Kiri doesn't have a license for her Sandy, but then no one knows that she has her Sandy.
Until it's too late.
Then if you're the catalyst for a job, if you're rejecting the generous yet very dangerous Arasaka weapons testing, which of the companies do you want to put an application in to run security? Because you can do it just for the convention center itself, or there was a list in our Discord channel as well. Because you could work for Arasaka as security and not as a tester, but again, that would put you in close proximity and probably make D-Res pissed off at you. But there is Night Corp.
I mean,
there's Ziggurat, but that's Ziggurat by Nightwatch now, or Netwatch.
Yeah,
I mean,
Netwatch.
There's Data Inc., EBM, Segatari, Encom, which is that interesting up and coming. Like no one's really heard of them before, but they try to provide some very immersive virtual entertainment.
They're gonna they're gonna try and make you play a game called Space Paranoids. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I heard that Encom was working on hard light motorcycles.
They need people for a video game who can drive really well. For some reason.
I imagine it's probably safe to just cross Arasaka off entirely.
Yeah,
let's pretend that they're not here.
Now, nothing is stopping me from being a little nosy.
Oh yeah.
But I'm probably gonna join up with one of the smaller Night City based businesses, support small business.
Yeah, doing it and going with one of the independents.
Okay.
Yep. As net security.
I'll be running internal shuttle. You hear a lot that way, and map the place out.
Okay.
It'd be a good way to get an eyes on everything.
All right. So you want to do the internal shuttle for the convention center?
Yeah, because
now
most of the people who will be using that are gonna be people who don't want to walk. So the important people.
Okay. Let's get this. We have Outback is convention center shuttle, and D-Res is you wanted to be an indie net security or something.
Yeah.
Okay. You were gonna say something, Gopher? You wanted to work for was it EBM?
Yeah, EBM's kind of caught my eye, but then kind of sitting here thinking about it. D-Res probably knows more about this than I do, but like most people don't mess with Netwatch because of what they do and what's beyond the wall.
You don't fuck with the black wall. And Netwatch kind of overseeing all of that.
Yeah.
Those Netwatch fuckers are scary.
Yeah, see,
Fry you in a nanosec.
those are your net boogeymen. They are the ones that will hunt you down and kill you in the net. And then
Yep.
they will find you and double tap you in meat space.
Yes.
Yep.
Speaking of 2077, I love the fact that you can get that black wall cyber deck thing, and they will actually send Netwatch agents after you.
Yeah.
For EBM, then, do you want to, like, you just want to do like the physical stuff, like the physical connections, help them build up the booths, help them make sure that all their demo units are plugged in properly, or do you want to do something else?
Probably tech support and
Okay.
troubleshooting. Yeah.
Got it. Excellent. EBM tech support. And then Kiri.
I'm thinking probably floating somewhere between. I was actually tossing up between NCOM, EBM, and Night Corp as security, as like physical security.
Okay.
EBM might be a good one because they have a big announcement and they're probably going to use the demo stage pretty heavily. Night Corp is always a good one because the fact that they're going to have so many different kinds of people through, and NCOM, given that they're new, but they're also large enough to be mentioned specifically by name. They might also want people as they're planning to do all sorts of they're planning to show off all sorts of different new stuff. Maybe they have a physical light cycle that someone might try and steal. So
Which
I'm kind of I'm tossing up. I want to also put it out to the rest of the crew as well. Where do you think I should go? Because I think all three of them make sense. Because the fallback, if it's none of those three, would probably be Arasaka, but I don't want to do that. Again, it would be
You
as
guys would be
security.
mad. Yep. Let's see.
I also want to get 1,000 teddies anyway because I want to pick up an external linear frame.
Well, we'll be going to our dead drops and getting 1,000.
Yeah.
An extra 1,000 wouldn't hurt though.
That's exactly why it's offered there.
Mm-hmm.
As a note for you, Drez, to do the indie NetSec, that would technically be like a convention tier job because they're smaller booths. However, you would be focusing on the small businesses instead of general net architecture or maintenance for the convention center as a whole. So it would be convention center pay, but you would get you would look at the indie developers and companies.
And
so,
maybe get a little bonus there if one of them's like, hey, you've been doing good work. You know, maybe via way of an in to more work or something like that.
So far we have convention
thing.
center shuttle, convention center indie NetSec, and convention center janitorial for JP because he wanted to be the old man who mops stuff and just sort of
overhears everything.
He overhears everything. He's very charismatic. Don't let the botch in that presentation. He dispenses wisdom and tries to extract info. So right now, Gopher is the only one who's signed up for a specific corp with EBM.
I'll I'll go physical security with EBM. I think backup Gopher.
Well,
Okay.
Because with going with Night Corp or NCOM, we're more spread out, so we might hear more.
Yeah, that's also true. Actually, I'll go NCOM. I'll do physical security for NCOM. Not to mention, I mean, they might be nice and like hook up my light armor jack with maybe their personal security look like their security looks like people from the grid.
This we are in a very light revival. There's a lot of like neon stripes of all sorts of colors of things, and that could very well be
They might give me a mod kit for my armor jack to make me look like someone out of Tron, which would be Look, say what you want. The style is badass.
I love that. But yep, so being spread out kind of gave us more coverage of the whole place, and obviously we can keep each other on the hollow.
All right then. Here, I'm gonna send this just as a reminder for all of us. So if you are if you're locked in there, then you can have your 1, 2, 3 break as over the intercom you would hear.
The application period is ending shortly. Please make your way to the designated desk to apply for your job.
And I'm sure there's a pleasant boom, 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 boom.
And Kiri's looking at everybody like, "Oh, now or never. Let's go." And
Yep.
Kiri's gonna head for the NCOM exhibit.
Okay.
See, on the flip side,
Yep, Gopher and Kiri, you make your way to those sections of the map that were indicated. You can reference it. I believe that's up in our Discord channel as well, so you can see where people are operating. I can throw it back up on our Roll20, but I deleted it off because of why Roll20 doesn't display something new that I drop in front of you all.
Yep,
But there
I've
is
got
a map up there that you can access, and so everyone else is going to do their. Although the three of you who are working convention jobs, you really don't have to go far because they just have an area. It'd be like the mall office, off the cafeteria here that you could go to, and there's other people who are waiting because they want to be the ones who also are working at the Fusion Panda Express / Taco Bell, the place that survived the fast food wars.
Orange chicken burrito.
And then of course JP is going to have to replace the seashells in the bathroom.
although an orange chicken burrito sounds like it would slap.
I mean, look.
Yeah, actually, it would.
That might. Coffee, you got to work on this, and then tell me when you're doing that, and I'll come over and we're gonna try orange chicken burritos.
And instead of the cilantro rice for the burrito, you gotta get the chicken fried rice.
Yep.
Or
See,
shrimp.
look, I gotta put
God,
it
we
this
need-
way, right. For most of the people in this world who lived off of kibble and scop, if they had the money, who wouldn't want to be at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell?
Yeah, I mean it's scop
It's a
pizza,
step
but
above top.
So
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you pay the additional 10 eddies, they add actual chicken. It's synth chicken, but chicken.
applications go through. The convention center is very laid back. I mean, you do need ID, but they're not running the same kind of background security check that you would get through a specific corporation. And that's when you also get the old guy doing the interviews is all right, here it is. This ain't my first rodeo. I'm going to tell you what's happening. You make sure you show up. You get paid if you complete your contract, et cetera, et cetera. There's the note about if you have extra business outside the convention, keep it for after your shift. There's been people who have met others and they've gotten a pretty big tip after work. And you will get acknowledging winks one way or the other. He's practical about it, very earthy about things, because he's just been doing this sort of thing for a very long time. So if you're at work, he's a no-nonsense kind of supervisor or boss. But when you're off the clock or whatever, he doesn't care if you're, playing a video game in the stall on a toilet break. But when you got to get back to work, he expects you to work because you have to keep a good presentation as staff. And if you do a good job and you come back, then maybe you'll, maybe you could be paid more for doing the entry-level stuff for the convention center. Because he does remind you, he does keep, naughty and nice lists. In fact, we could probably even say he's an older guy who would be larger, almost have a somewhat Santa Claus-like appearance. And so there's people that he doesn't blame anyone, but he strongly encourages you all to make good choices during the tech show. Otherwise you get put on the naughty list.
Yeah, I'm chauffeuring. I'm getting paid to do that, and I might get tips.
Yep. And so you are going to, um, when you go to your orientation, they'll give you they'll size you for a uniform, and you will be given a locker area where, as an employee, you come so you could dress however you want. You wear the convention uniform, and then you do your job, and then when your shift is over, you take the uniform off, throw it in a laundry service, and then you can go home. And he doesn't care what you do at home. He only cares what you do while you're at the convention center. So there will be that process. You'll get fitted for a uniform, and something that's specific. So, of course, Outback, you'd get a convention center uniform, but it would be like valet staff. You'd probably get a little cap as well that you can wear.
Lovely. I sure hope they don't mind, because every day Outback wakes up, he shaves off the stubble, he walks outside, it's back. It's... and it never gets...
5 o'clock shadow.
it never gets any longer.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Just always, it's always 5 o'clock. Although that itself would be a kind of a fun edge runner handle as well. Like everyone calls you 5 o'clock or 5-0 or something. All right,
Don't tempt me.
so you'd get that. Of course, we'd have JP would probably be given the like the overalls or like the jumper, like the one piece sort of suit for cleaning staff. Now D-Res, because you're doing a behind the scenes job, you do need to wear a convention uniform. So the person who is who's taking your measurements is impressed with your streetwear. You're probably one of the more colorful people who've applied, and she'll try to get you something that we'll make sure it fits. But you at least get the side note of you got to wear the it's all a gray uniform, but then there's little flares of green, blue, yellow, and red that are found throughout the uniform as well. You can have your choice of whatever, like pants or a skirt. You get a nice, more like an office style, like a blazer. So at least you look more officey than someone who's out on the floor. So you would get this appearance. I won't tell you exactly what it looks like. In fact, if you want to tell me what the convention center net security looks like, you can. And really, for all of you, you can custom tailor it if you want to describe it one way. But it's just going to be a generic, Nintendo gray uniform with the 4 color accents on it. So if you want something like, I don't know, Outback, do you find yourself, you think it'd be cool if you wore like a white glove service chauffeur? Even if it annoys Outback, you have to wear it, but it's a fun image anyway. You all can tell me what the fashion looks like for your uniforms. But those uniforms will be waiting for you in the morning when you show up for your shift. And then you redeposit it, and then you get to go home and come back and do it again. These are going to be 12-hour shifts, except on Sunday. Today's the half day because of orientation and training, and then Sunday's a half day for cleaning up, doing any last minute stuff, disconnect or whatever. And then so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are 3 12-hour shifts. You'll get breaks. I don't know what the legalities of Night City are going to be, but it'll be appropriate for the job you're doing to get like a lunch break and something else. So we can smooth that over if it needs to come up. But
with 12 hours, I think there would be 1 hour lunch and 2 30-minute breaks.
That seems fine. Yeah, this is especially for the convention center. As long as you're doing your job, this guy said he'll take care of you if you take care of him. Now for EBM tech support, so Gopher, you go and so EBM will collect your info, basic stuff, your real name and address. They're going to need your bank account so that they can pay you after you complete your contract. Similar to the convention center, you're expected to be here for those days on a 12-hour shift, and then you're going to get a a uniform for IBM. Huh. What a dumb name for a company. Who never do that for EBM? As you're doing more of a tech support, I don't know. You could tell me how it would look, but I imagine it would be something more similar to the work jumper that JP would be in, except it would be EBM branded. Have their colors. Maybe they'll give you like some cool like padded like knee and elbow pads or something. Probably a nice compliant helmet as well that says EBM. If you have a favorite look for how you want to look as an EBM tech guy, then there we go. But you sign up and you'll be taken over to your orientation.
It's not just it's not just a grey jumpsuit. It's an EBM, like a specific color, EBM Model M beige.
Oh
EBM
yeah, it's
dash
probably some like
beige.
gross like
Yeah.
like 90s computer case beige or something.
It's a corporate tech support uniform, so it's overstarched.
Very very crisp and crunchy.
Also,
minus to your sneaking.
if we're just going to take California law, then we get 3 10-minute paid rest breaks and 2 30-minute unpaid lunches.
Nah, that's too unreasonable. That's
That is current California law, so things probably changed in the next few decades.
In Night City, you do 80-hour work weeks, and that's a luxury.
Yeah.
And then Kiri, for NCOM security, I have zero issues with you wearing like a nice like a fitted like dark material with quite literal light trim on it. So you get that nice you get the nice light look. I
could just imagine, given that like she wears light armor jack normally, and it is already dark materials. I could just imagine she'd be like, all you need to do is hook me up with obviously like the logoing and a light mod kit, and
you
it'll
are
be
well.
compliant.
You are going to be given because you can't have your own weapons or anything. They will provide it for you, but your uniform will count as Kevlar on head and body. And I guess if it comes up, it has its own illumination for better or worse. And then you'll be given a. I have to imagine it's a weapon that exists, but something like a stun baton for physical.
Yeah.
And then
Stun.
it's a video game company. So a would be a standard, if not slightly overkill, probably like a very heavy pistol as a sidearm. And the stun baton and the pistol will have also similar light accents to your uniform. So you are RBG. You're RBG security.
I'm just imagining the pistol looking like what was it called, the light blaster or whatever for the NES or
The
SNES or yeah.
it looks like the Zappa. I mean, look, it either looks like that, or because of the fact that they are like, they do tend to go for that like hyper futurist look. It might just look like the Dominator out of Psychopaths because it's a very heavy pistol.
Yeah. There are stun batons and stun guns. So.
I guess realistically, though, actually, it'd make more sense for that for like the Zapper to be Segatari.
Yeah, Segatari having the Zapper, that would make major amounts of sense.
For everyone else, your uniforms would count as leathers, for in case stopping power comes into the equation. So it does have some reinforcement for practical or safety reasons. Pardon.
So as a note,
yes,
my body weight suit can go underneath any clothing. I can
they'd probably allow
wear
you
that
to
under.
I imagine they probably, if you had a bodyweight suit, I imagine they'd probably allow you to wear it so long as it's not visible.
If it's not visible for the uniform, then you can wear that. Yeah, because like they don't care if you have like teddy bears on your underwear. They're not going to check that. They just need you to outwardly look.
Yeah, you would probably need to
uniform.
not. You would probably need to not have the head part of the bodyweight suit on, but
That's fine.
You could probably have that like stopped, like in check-in in case you need it.
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
you can check that in, and then you would just have leathers on your head for your uniform cap or whatever. So.
Okay.
Because I mean that's where Kiri's other stuff is going to be, like her like light armor jack. Given that is like her everyday wear is her light armor jack, because light armor jack just does look like clothing. They're like they say that it doesn't, but it's like it's literally just Kevlar and plastic weave. It's like the suit that John Wick wears in John Wick 2. It looks just like regular clothing. It's once you get to it's the head stuff, and once you get to medium armor jacket up, that it stops looking like clothing and starts looking like actual armor.
yeah, I mean,
The
even
bodyweight
Kevlar.
suit doesn't actually have a separate head piece.
Yeah,
But like
It's
it's like
considered
a
one unit.
considered one, but like just imagine it's like a hoodie. Just
yeah, no, the bodyweight suits basically have a zip over.
and there's
Like,
not a lot of good art of them, so.
Yeah, she just does
Oh,
isn't wearing
is
the
that
hood
our
part of it.
fixer? That's our
Well,
fixer.
I-
Hello.
hey,
Hey. Let me.
welcome to the Awakened Pod.
I don't know if he's in video yet. Not yet. Okay.
No, yeah, I'm getting there. Sorry about that.
You're fine. We were going over jobs and uniforms. You had already talked about yours, so that was that was an easy part of things. You're welcome to design
but-
your maintenance or janitorial or custodial jumper, as long as it's sort of a generic Nintendo-ish gray with the 4 different color accents for the convention center.
You got a nice pullover, a cart, a broom, and a set of ominous phrases to tell people.
The eagle flies alone.
The eagle flies alone.
Everyone had so they'd just been discussing their jobs and had settled on what they're doing. So as JP comes back from the bathroom, because hey, you're older, it might take a little while extra. So JP, what everyone decided while you were taking a long walk to the restroom, D-Rez is getting a convention job, working but focusing the net security on the indie booth section and not general convention net security. And then you have a convention center job, and Outback is being a shuttle driver, like a valet or not quite maybe a chauffeur, but is doing a convention center job, taking the little shuttle to the different parts of it. And then the 2 corporate jobs, Gopher is being an EBM tech support, and Kiri is going NCOM security. So that's the plan. And if you want to add any more wisdom to things or caution, you did see that there's a lot of people who are here applying in this kind of pre-electronic fair job fair, and no one had to roll the human perception for it, but there are other groups of people who are also planning their jobs, what they're going to do, perhaps even their own heists or whatever. You've seen these kinds of things before in your day. While nothing nothing was necessarily overheard, there are definitely others here who are working together as a group. Maybe they're combining all their money for rent, or they do want to try and have a heist or something.
I think one group was. I think one guy in another group was probably considering the big
Yeah.
soccer job and got shook out of it by his tunes.
Yeah.
Just like I was verbally shaking it out of my
Yes.
tomb.
That guy got talked out of it by his roommate.
You're worth more time. You're worth more than that.
And the only response to that is, well, good to know that you think I've got a going rate as a joy toy.
That isn't what I meant.
Sure it is.
Seems like the cat wants the GM.
Yeah, she was getting jealous she wasn't on camera.
Lisa is the GM of this game. This whole stream.
So before the
Sorry,
group
yeah,
here then does
find out
its
later.
ultimate split to go, you get the tour of the facility or the area you're working, and you get size for your uniform, blah blah blah. You're working 12-hour shifts, etc. JP, do you have any other questions of me as the GM, or of your fellow of your fellow characters, or comments? You have any fortune cookie wisdom you want to share?
I don't have any questions, but I guess JP would just remind everyone that don't forget, I'm not on your holophone network. You have to call me directly. And
I've done
I
internally.
need to get you a hollow.
I mean, it's almost the same. I've been looking into
Well,
things.
I mean, well,
and otherwise,
we do have
It's a little more
group chat,
discreet
right?
that
So-
way.
Wow.
was that great?
Outback over here with a Nokia.
Yeah, he's got a
we
military
do-
flag brick. It's the
We do
site.
have that group chat, right?
Yeah.
So,
That is true, actually.
Yeah.
We can group text. I would just be careful what we text because we're going to be on the convention center network.
There's another reason why I say you should call me directly, because I can encrypt a direct call.
I didn't know you could do that.
He
I didn't
kinda
know you
puts
knew
on a
how to
small
do that.
smile with a twinkle in his eyes, and he says, "Mon ami, you will find I have many surprises."
I wasn't aware that you knew how to do that.
Using a scrambler, descrambler is not that difficult, but
Not if I take the
she
magic
kind of
away.
looks to JP kind of deadpan for a moment before I think in the regular parlance it's called phrasing. I don't want to have to ask if that's a Mr. Stud in your pocket or if you're just happy to see me.
Wasn't supposed to know such a thing. You're a little too young for me.
Kiri just kind of raises a brow.
I think most people are.
I'm the second oldest. I'm the second oldest amongst us.
Dun
And
dun
yet,
dun 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 dun.
Not quite
dun.
old enough.
What are you, like
You
80?
see, women are like wine. Once you spend an afternoon in a tea house with a woman that really knows her thing, it's hard to go back to anything else.
Kiri just makes a note internally on her hollow. Like with a meme even. JP likes older women. It's like a note. It's like a note against his contact.
Meanwhile, Outback was like, women are like wine. They're either red or white, and people are really snobbish about them.
That is also an excellent take.
JP. Well, out of character. On a similar note, we determined that Wakako is, her fifth husband is still alive, and she's just a cougar at this point in time. But more directly to in-character stuff, because gangs were talked about. The Tiger Claws did come up in the table conversation. So regarding not just like crews that are already formed or forming, kind of like what you all are doing, But with gangs being brought up, because it was also brought up, well, we've already encountered the bozos. Like, there's no one who's a bozo who's here at the job fair. The Tiger Claws were mentioned. Do you have any particular commentary to that point that was brought up? Or are you just sort of like sagely nodding and going along with it?
Well, internally, I think JP recognized that if there is any gang activity here, it's either going to be like because they're doing something for someone, or because they're hitting the place. But it's more than likely going to be like the Tiger Claws. I mean, you could even say the Philharmonic Vampires could get into an event like this.
Yeah, the Philharmonics did come up specifically because they are net pranksters, and
Yeah.
this place is teched out the wazoo. That they might do a billboard prank here. There's a lot of electronic billboards around.
Right.
Maybe some VDB.
Yeah, VDB.
Is this in Pacifica? I don't think
Yes.
it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Right. Yeah, this is
then
Pacifica. Yeah.
Maybe, but I would assume that the Voodoo Boys of the 60s and 70s are a lot different than the Voodoo Boys of the 40s and the 20s.
Oh yeah, the Voodoo
They
Boys in
operate
the
kind of
40s.
clandestine.
Yeah, in the 40s, I believe the VDBs are a bunch of Haitian wannabes. Huh?
Yeah, basically. They're
Something
posers.
else that came up in conversation. Night market.
Oh,
Yeah.
good call, Evil. Yes, 100%.
If anyone was going to be able to tell us if there was going to be a conveniently placed night market right after this, it would have been our wonderful fixer JP.
In case demos
I
went
mean, I
missing.
would assume that.
Yeah, if demos
I
went
would
missing
assume
or
that,
not legal stuff was sold.
Something fell off the back of a truck.
I would assume that it's pretty standard in Night City that anytime a big event goes on, there's a night market the same night or the next day.
Yeah, well, none of us would
Somewhere.
know exactly when or where, so we needed you to answer that.
Yeah.
You're,
know
you're the one
more
with the
about
ear
that
to the
stuff than
ground.
any of us.
Those are your hookups.
Is JP running a night market?
But yeah, I need more IP, and then I can just be like, night market.
All right. So then, okay, 1, 2, 3 split. You all got sized for uniforms. You were told what is to be expected. You have to complete your contract to be paid. Yada yada. And then you can have a get together after you've gone through your orientation in the convention center. So for purposes of this week playing out, we can presume that you all have a basic knowledge. You're not going to know where every hidey hole is, even as as a maintenance tech or something. But you know how to get around, and you're comfortable with wherever everything is displayed. So if you're moving from one segment to the other, like, we don't need to roll for that. You got the walk around, you got the tour, you got questions answered. And while this fair or the hiring application was taking place around noon, especially in January as it is, it won't be until like 8 o'clock or so before you actually leave, which does help because you all had some dead drops to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he doesn't pay us, he dies by inches.
So then, presuming you all get back together where do you want to set a rally point? Do you want it to be the cafeteria? Do you want it to be somewhere else in the facility? I presume you all want a plan in case something happens.
Yeah, that is actually probably a really good idea. Where should we meet up in case of emergency / if we do decide to rob one or more corporations of their take one or more corporations' things?
Well, kind of a central area would be the cafeteria, where we could easily get lost in a crowd if we start taking heat.
Yeah, we would want a place that we can blend in, and there would be the most different kinds of people. Because obviously, if I just simply, in the uniform that they're fitting me in, if I just walked into a place, well, I'd be pretty noticeable by virtue of all the glowing.
Well then, if things were to go south, because this is Night City, and this is a convention, and things like that, we should probably just have a rally word in text form, where we all acknowledge that that word just means get together, shit's going down.
Orange chicken
Makes
burrito.
sense.
This is an orange chicken burrito moment. OCB.
As nice
I'm
as the
just looking-
cafeteria is, it is
I'm just,
on
just- yeah, I'm
the opposite
the-
side of the convention
It is
hall.
on a far
Yeah.
side. Yeah,
But-
that's true.
Where I'll be.
But yeah, based on where we have people who are not going to be moving, NCOM and EBM are both closer to the demo stage.
So meet up by
Yeah.
the stage.
NCOM, EBM are there. DRES is working independent companies. That's closer to the cafeteria, but both JP and Outback are going to be roaming. So
Somewhere in the middle.
the thing is, people in the middle is we can't probably just walk into security out of nowhere.
Only I could walk into security, and even then it would
Yeah.
only be in the case of an emergency.
Yeah, I don't know what the media room is.
Here, I'll put this up on because this would be
Think-
relevant
if
to
you-
your
if you-
all's planning as well.
If you need a media pass to get into the media room, then that's
Oh.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's doing
The only other people in the middle are Arasaka and Netwatch. So
Frankly,
if-
I'd feel more comfy with Netwatch.
And security could also be something like Lost and Found, and that's also where parent brings their kid, and you tell your kid go to the security booth, and that could be a rally point. Media room is for media access and execs only.
okay.
That is
So we could we could meet at coat check, I guess.
yeah, it's right by the entrance.
That
In
would
case of an
be-
emergency, everyone would be going through the coat check, though.
Mm.
Well, if
Yeah,
it's like
I
an
mean,
active, if it's like an active emergency, like a fire, people are going to be going throughout the nearest emergency exit. Speaking of which,
Which we've
if
been
there
moving
is,
on, yeah.
yeah, if there is a fire, or if we have an emergency, do we want to start a fire? It's a very good cover.
Yes. Let us just come around tracks with some casual arson.
It's only corporations who are going to lose anything.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Well, depending on how bad that fire gets.
For the two of you that signed up for a corp, you do need to sign an NDA for what is presented, because you may encounter stuff that is it's a prototype or doesn't have a release date yet, but you're not allowed to release details. So that is a part of it. Now, I mean, how will they track it? That's for your paranoia to, to mix with. But for general convention center stuff, you're working there for a week. You're not exposed to anything. I mean, obviously, as a maintenance guy, you're not allowed to let people in through a side door. Working security for the independent companies, please don't share the passwords to the convention center. But you don't need to sign an NDA because you're not really exposed to anything that is novel. But for NCOM and EBM, you do need to sign an NDA. That might not be an issue even, so depending on what your intentions are.
Sign it with your non-dominant hand. Everyone knows that means it's not legally binding.
It voids the contract.
See, there's no issue with
Okay. So then you've had your training. It's evening. You can come back together in the cafeteria. You've gotten a tour of the facility. You can set a rally point or a code word of something that you want. And then it would be time to go to your drops. Because you were promised cash and not an electronic funds an electronic funds transfer, an EFT. Now, how do you all want to approach your drops? Are you doing it as a group? Or are you clandestinely just like all splitting off from the convention center and you're walking to them? How would you like to pick up those muns?
Clandestine.
yeah, one at a time.
Looking inconspicuous.
Yep, because if someone's watching and they see a group approaching, especially since Mikhail has shown himself to be wanting extra legal.
Okay.
He seems to be okay with extra legal stuff, and we want to be careful.
He's
of that
wibbly
because
wobbly.
Okay. So this can act as a good sort of a general on the street scene.
If it's alright, I would like to, because I assume most of you guys are going to be taking the bus, because we're still kind of poor people. No, I guess Nomad can give you a ride. Sorry, Outback. You're more than your role, I promise. But JP would like to stay behind a little bit and see if I could use my bribery to find any of the other janitorial workers that'd be willing to give me their outfit, so I can get like a couple of spare outfits in case we need a quick costume change.
Realistically, I think it might be just better off for us to keep everything above board and then see if what might pop up at the night market.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like if we're going to pull off something, it's gonna need to be like Saturday night, Sunday, if we were gonna pull anything off that's clandestine like that. Because then,
I thought we were gonna be doing like we assume someone's gonna try and rob it, and we're either gonna kind of nab something in the middle of them nabbing something, or we're gonna nab them after they leave.
Yeah, the idea is we probably nab them after they leave.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a good plan to me. It saves us some of the work.
Yeah.
Just something that doesn't minimize our risk to the convention and the corpse that we've signed with, kind of thing.
As for uniforms, the other staff people, when you change in your uniform when you show up, so none of them have their uniforms. However, a bunch of used uniforms are just kept in like the laundry service locker. Like they all will just take their custodial jumper off, and then they'll shove it in the bin to be collected and do laundry. So there's a simple lock on there, but no one has a uniform themselves. You show up, you go to the employee locker room, you change, and when you're done, you take the uniform off, you throw it in the laundry bin, in like laundry locker, and then you get back in your clothes and go home. So bribing someone, there's nothing really to bribe, but the uniforms are there, and it wouldn't take a lot to get them. You could just bust the lock. It's not like super top secret stuff.
Don't worry, I may be old, but I'm more finessable than breaking open a lock.
Oh yeah, you can also talk sweetly to it as well. So,
That's right. That's what lockpicks are for.
yep.
So,
You talk sweetly to a lock. You just gotta caress it the right way while you whisper.
Something.
give it
something,
the
something,
McTickler.
something. A lock is much like a woman.
That was the allegation, yeah.
Or Thantos in the audience is suggesting just intimidate the lock as well.
I mean,
We're not Crod, unfortunately.
just yeah. I guess if you pull out a 9mm and point it at the lock, that is pretty intimidating.
Even
Uh,
also, if you pull the trigger.
It's gun at lock. You're not locked.
so taking the cautious approach, it is nighttime. You had the locations of the drops that were given to JP by Mikhail, and JP can forward those to each of you. Taking this particular route, you are not going to have any issues. There might be times when you need to wait a moment because there's people walking down the street, or there could even be local gang members who are hanging out. They don't seem to be casing your spot, but they're just there, protecting their corner. But things will move on. But for this evening, you have, so you can add to your character sheets, you have 1,000 in cash, in actual spendable paper fiat currency units. So some tense moments. It's a chilly evening, but you were prepared for it. And you then have the rest of your nights to get a good night's sleep or to plot and plan. And in fact, what we can do, if there is anything in particular, coffee's up for a moment. So actually, let's go here. So JP, you have 1,000 in cash in your hand. Is there anything that you say even to yourself or do now that you get back to your home? You have a job lined up for yourself and the others through Sunday, and you also have 1,000 in cash. Do you have any reflections on the end of this Mikhail situation and now the beginning of the electronics fair? Or is there any business? Are you hunting and pecking out text messages or?
Well, thankfully, I don't have to hunt and peck because again, I have.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
So
It's
I
Outback
get to
the
just
Mastiff.
I get to have a nice conversation with my almost lifelong partner at this point. And yeah, I'm gonna be. They had asked about a night market, so I'll start reaching out to, the Golden Dragons, a couple of the other gangs in the Calhoun area. Maybe also try to reach out to some other fixers in Pacifica to see if they have anything that's close to the expo. And then I'll also be looking specifically. I want to try and find. Let me go see what this thing's actually called. Is this the old one? Yeah. There we go. Cyber audio. Apologies. This is cyberware. Where is it? There it is. All about agents. So it's a Rockland Augmentix
An
neuron
Augmentix.
agent, and it is like it's
Oh, it suddenly went muted.
Oh no, the battery tricks. Yep. Been there, done that.
Hold on, he has to put his
Wireless headsets.
has to put his hearing aids in,
Everyone, charge your batteries on your accessories.
or just get wired ones.
No, terrible. 2 out of 10.
All my stuff is wired: mic, keyboard, mouse, headset. I've got 4 wires tangling in my feet right now. Only because I have to change how my computer is positioned during the winter because there's a HVAC event right under my desk. So
Tell you what, then
Oh,
while he's up, go for it. Let's go over to you. Similar prompt. You're home. You have 1,000 in cash in your hands. Is there any inner monologue, or is there anything that you are musing about or want to research? And how we can manifest this as well is, give the ROLE play sort of cap of your day if you have anything, thoughts that you want to make, that you want to put out there. But then after that, if there's something in particular that I might be able to give you information wise before this event starts, I can have you roll a skill, and I'll ask each of you to make a professional tier roll, to see if there's a bit of info that perhaps only you would think to ask about or research on this night before you report in Thursday morning for the media event. So, what's your in character ROLE play, thoughts, observations, plans for your cash? And then, what's the thing you want to ROLL play to get a tidbit of info about the show or something related to it?
Well, just thinking about stuff. Um, Probably a good idea to make sure you have all your expenses covered before trying to go out and splurge, kind of thing. So,
Okay, very responsible, thinking of making sure you can pay your rent at the end of the month. Um,
yeah.
okay. Any other narrative thoughts, or is there something in particular you hope to glean for the show?
Uh, Nothing in particular,
It doesn't
though.
have to be a social role. Part of your orientation, we could presume that you were shown, okay, here's the EBM area, here's the tech. Like, if are you familiar with this? Can you put this together? Blah blah blah. So there could be something in that way you could glean, uh, or about EBM in particular, or about the convention center where you're at. Um, if there's nothing that comes to mind, then that's fine. You don't have to roll for anything, but it is an offer I'm making you.
Uh, um, could do something like that. I think I may have also said last session, because we were discussing the uh, Goblin Fest or whatever
Yes.
bit. So, and that's of course, if not, then find out. So then trying to look into
Okay.
that and see if find something about it.
Okay. Um. So that doesn't take any kind of net hacking, but that would be that would be some kind of a role where you can look into the art community or sort of like underground activities.
So like,
if
wanna be the library search or streetwise?
something, yeah, those you could pitch to me a skill you want to use, and remember you're aiming. I'll give you a tidbit if you pass a professional roll. So consider that for any luck you may want to use as well.
And professional is what's the DC for that?
I think it's
13?
DV 17.
17.
17, yeah.
I'm sorry. No, 13 is it's not every day, but that it was another tier down.
13's every day.
Yeah. So
So
so you need an
it's-
18 plus, and I will give you because it is more difficult, but I will give you a tidbit on something that you want to know about as you're spending this night thinking about your money or the job or other things that could be related to it. So if you want to know about the art deal, then yeah, tell me a skill that you believe would be streetwise could very well do it. But make your pitch to me.
Uh, Probably gonna have to be library search because streetwise is +6, so
Okay.
and library search is at least a 10. So
Okay. So then you're probably getting back late because as a library search, is that like actually at a physical site, or like you have to
It
is it
can
going through a
be
catalog or
can be the
Yeah.
data pool, so web
data pool?
searching
Okay,
counts.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Skill of
he's
using databases, data pool,
Oh,
libraries,
sure. Then yeah.
and other compiled
it-
information sources.
it's your basic
Search in the lab.
research. It's your
Search in
basic,
the internet.
yeah. It's
Okay.
basically your basic research check.
Okay.
Is library.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and roll it, and if you're gonna dump luck into it, make sure you say so beforehand.
Uh, yeah, I may as well. Screw it, I'll put 2 luck in.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh no.
Ew.
that is a dirty roll.
That's
Yikes. It's not the worst you can see, but
I,
yikes.
I would hope you didn't catch whatever I've got dice wise.
Look in my game, I did a 110 critical failure. So
I've already done that this game.
Yeah. You never like seeing a red. You never like seeing the red 10s.
I've already done that this game. The only reason I still passed that check, the only reason I still passed it is because it was a face down, and my modifier was better.
it was a versus. Yep.
So there's not you don't get specifically helpful information, but you can you are spending some time to attempt to learn something. These events they are it's not high crime, it's not like a murder spree. It is something that does get the attention of the NCPD, but they're they're treated kind of like a scavenger hunt around the city, where Prizzy leaves clues, and participants would have to decipher it and tag the area in order to continue going through the through this event. So like otherwise, she's just seen as like a nuisance and a mischievous character. So you don't uncover what the clue would be, but at least there's knowledge now of generally how it's approached or how it works. So if you can somehow find a way to get into the knowledge of what the clue is or where or how to get into it, then you might be able to participate in that way. Or otherwise, this one runs out, and maybe the next time one is run, then you've started into that. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, you said, well, hey, I got cash in hand. I can start saving up for the rent to pay ahead of time, and you have a good night's sleep. Let's ask the question of Outback. As you get back to your camp, you have 1,000 in well, even more cold out here in the Badlands outside the city. So you have cold hard cash in hand. Anything that you want to inner monologue thoughts that you want to put out in role play sense, and then do you have something in particular that you might want to piece together in your noggin or research before the event begins, or just is otherwise related to things that are going on?
Well, just as a personal question, given that this is cash, am I holding like 10 hundreds, or is this like 1,000 ones?
You would get a usable mix of bills.
Okay. Very
Mikhail's not going to be an
assorted,
asshole and either just give you a bunch of large bills or all small bills. You get a functional
Assorted
mix.
denominations.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So yeah.
a couple stacks of 20s.
Yeah.
So yeah. Outback rarely keeps this much cash on hand. So yeah, I don't know. Someone paying out this much assorted physical cash is really weird, because where is he getting it from? Fairly certain the hook was mostly electronic payment.
Yeah, it's a nice upscale braindance parlor. He takes cash.
So he takes cash, but I doubt he's getting 5,000 in cash often enough. That's just one of his thoughts on that, but money's money. It's gonna hide that somewhere in the car.
The bills are also not like fresh off the press. They actually seem to like have been used in real life.
He's just going through it and counting it, and he's like, oh, that one has lipstick on it. Fortunate that lipstick is covering up the back half of a phone number.
Fucking Joy Toys.
It's like a 20% chance anytime you get cash that it's probably got a Joy Toy mark on it. But yeah, he's glad that there wasn't like a landmine in the dead drop. Given how some of those other people were treating Mikhail, he really thought that they were just going to get blown up.
Where are you keeping your cash, by the way?
Well, he keeps some on him. Never more than like... He never keeps more than like 10% of the money he has on him.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it, the spare tire under the car, he keeps it inside the tire.
Clever. Okay. Okay.
It's a bit of a hassle if he ever needs to change his tire, but until I don't.
Any other thoughts about things, or is there a particular piece of info that you'd like to try and roll for at the professional level?
At the professional level, the only thing that's a little important for him to know specifically about the next few weeks, which, I'm more than my role, but I'm rolling to my role here. Land vehicle tech on these carts that I'm going to be driving people around in, because it's important to know the vehicle. And if these like, I don't know why I'm imagining like slightly upscale golf carts, but
Like the
Okay.
ones that go to airports.
Yeah, like airport shuttle carts. So it's very easy for me to make a professional DC unless I crit fail. But
Okay, and I'm sorry. So like, what's the particular piece of info about these things that you were hoping to glean? Like,
he's just making sure that they're not like very pretty on the outside, and then these shuttles are supremely fucked on the inside.
okay,
Because he doesn't want to be having to drive around hoity-toity people in something that is one hard break away from breaking down.
oh well, the internal shuttles to the convention center are like the extended golf carts, like your
Okay.
interior. So you can
Yeah,
still roll
he
for
just
that.
wanted-
That's fine, but that's like
Yeah.
that's what you're driving is a little like indoor only golf cart with like several
Yeah,
benches.
I know.
Okay.
He just wanted to make sure that this isn't something like they look really pretty, but they function like crap.
Okay. Right. Sure. Go ahead and oh, you already did.
Yeah, 35.
Ooh, all right. Yeah. That's on the other side of a roll. Yeah. So in thinking about it now, you know, in the moment, you probably like kick some tires and everything. You have a chance to, you know, do like a little search for the make and model of them. You are confident that the ones that they have are in good order, and
Okay.
in fact, you even find in your research of them. Um, I know this might shock you, but people can post sometimes little deviant life hacks on certain websites. And so you find a little thread on Did You Know that shuttles like this have their throttles artificially limited? They're actually capable of doing even more, but you know it's tuned to what the venue can or you know wanted to have. So you know they're not going to tell you this, but if you do X Y Z, you can end up removing the throttler
Throttle
on the
limit. Okay.
throttle. Yeah.
All right. I spent 5 of my new dollars to give that person 1 Betted gold.
Betting gold!
Because, you know, if you're finding information like that, we all know the site. It's Betted. r/autohacks. I mean,
Or
b/autohacks.
Or if that's not where the execs hang out in their forums, it's plebit for the plebs out there. So it's all right. So very good. One updoot and some and a in some Bettit gold for someone who was talking about
Actually,
Betting
I'm actually
gold.
gonna actually subtract $5 for that.
Oh, then may good karma come to you. Perhaps fate will remember this moment if you ever need it. All right,
At least
so
it's
yeah,
not like 5 jump.
a secret hack in the indoor shuttles in case you ever need the you got to hit the boosties. Okay. Let's go over since we have JP here. If you're hooked back in, what's the one ROLL play piece that you're hoping to get with a professional to your role? And did you have any other sort of commentary or narration of what you're doing for the evening that doesn't require a role, but you know it's expressing your character?
Yeah, I think he's going to spend the evening hunting around for that information, as one does as a fixer. As for the role play, so what I was kind of thinking about doing was maybe trying to I don't know if this falls in line exactly what you're thinking, but my thoughts were to try and cultivate some of the relationship with some of the other janitorial staff, and try and maybe get someone that would be willing to keep a door unlocked or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could say that you passed out some business cards to other, to other staff, other convention center staff, and uh, you'd get a message, oh yeah, you said you might have, another job for me or something if I was working through you, like, convince me, or it's someone who's like nibbling at the bait, and now you got to hook them into doing the thing for you. How do you want to manifest this convincing or otherwise to get this favor to be done for you?
Well, I was thinking either bribery or conversation could probably apply.
Okay. Well, if you go the bribery route, what are you bribing? I mean, you have cash, but
Right. Yeah, so it'd just be, so bribery in the skill kind of mock-up is like, rolling it helps like you figure out who's able to be bribed, about how much they would want for that kind of favor.
okay.
It kind of helps, making the roll helps inform what it takes to get the bribe to work.
Okay, well, that could supply info. Although, if you're looking more for the effect and not the approach, something like conversation, I think would be better. Since we're only focusing on one roll to get something, I do see the value in bribery, because that could give you a potential for something like the engine modification. So it's up to you. In this instance.
No, I think conversations, because right now it's the first day, so I'm just trying to build some rapport.
Okay.
Maybe he'll be able to tell me like the route that he's on, what part of the building he's working in as we talk. And I should go roll it once I remember which browser I have this open.
Okay, so this is a conversation roll, and if you're successful, this is to hopefully get someone else in another part of the building to kind of report to you or just tell you what's going on from their perspective. Like, is that the effect you're hoping to get?
Yeah, or
Okay.
just more information about
Oof.
where they're working.
Wow,
I
we
do
are
horribly.
feast or famine tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeesh.
So there's a lot of the I imagine you just encounter a lot of people who are also new hires. You're like, I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Just talk to the old man, which if you weren't here for, like, the guy who was doing the hiring for the convention center, kind of like you, very practical, down to earth old guy. He says if you show up and you work, then you work. He doesn't care what you do after work. Keep a clean nose in the convention center, and then what you do afterwards is your business. But also make sure you show up on time the next morning so you get paid for fulfilling your contract. So
Yeah.
in this regard, the people that you met or you gave business cards to, they're no one who really is going to be of the type of help that you need. And then the old guy is just, not that he's like onto you, but there's just not there's not really
Yeah,
a
just fail to
benefit
build
for him to
rapport.
report things to you because he's your boss, and if anything, you report to him, and he'll know where you're supposed to be anyway. So the takeaway, because I also, like, I gave a consolation prize to Gopher, would be that at least if you go to the supervisor and or his office, he would have the schedule, or perhaps even like have tabs on all the workers, since he's the guy who's overseeing the operations of the convention center. It doesn't grant you access, but it's there because he's the guy who just does keep tabs on everything. So it's not something in your pocket, but you could pursue it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure does.
And then we can get a twofer here with D-Rez and Kiri. Both of you go back to the mega building. You get that. You get the long elevator up. Bing. Ding, 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 ding. Gates open up. You end up trudging over to your apartment. I imagine there's various states of dress and flopping on couch or bed or taking a shower or whatever. Each of you have 1,000 in cash, mixed bills. They all seem to be general use. There's probably like a couple new bills in there. Um, any thoughts or conversation ROLE playing wise? And then what do each of you, if you pass this check, what is a specific thing that I might be able to offer you up front before the gig begins?
After just kind of walking into the apartment, Drez kind of just looks over to Kiri, says, "Thank you for hearing me out."
Drew just kind of blinks, like, kind of blankly. He's like, I mean, you don't need to thank me for trusting your judgment. We wouldn't work together if I didn't trust you.
I know that, but well, it just means a lot that you trust. Because the last person who put their trust in me disappeared.
Perhaps, but I hardly think that that was your fault, now was it?
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Kiri just kind of leans down. Was it really?
I don't truly know. I thought I took all of the precautions needed, and well, I don't even know really what I did, actually. I have a good memory for these things. I don't know. You know.
As far as
All I'm s-
as far as I'm concerned, you didn't shoot him in the back of the head and dump his body into the river. You didn't somehow techno magic and destroy his brain.
Somebody did to me, though. I wonder if it was Arasaka. Why? I don't know.
That does very much seem like Arasaka's MO.
Well, you would know better. But
There were whispers in my last years at Arasaka about such things, but they were very, very under wraps.
it could have been any
The old
court.
man mentioned it once.
Really?
Yes.
That's
But is prototype at most.
I don't know. With
It's based off some tech that they jacked off of Netrunner in the late 2020s, early 2030s.
Paul Cunningham.
The one.
Everybody knows the story. Who's a net runner?
I mean, mythos goes that she sent herself across the Black Wall and became some kind of disembodied, natural artificial intelligence.
Weird. Net ghosts and shit do happen, and they do exist. Fragments and pieces and
Yeah, but more than a net ghost, like a full-on, fully realized personage in the net. Not just a fragment of a person, just a full person. All code,
Very
no meat.
Yeah. Very
But-
spooky.
No,
I just don't want that to happen to you. And you being a confirmed, in my head, close tie to Arasaka, that you being anywhere close to them, even in the same convention center, makes me on edge.
I appreciate the concern. Really, I do.
Just want you to be safe.
D, nothing about what it is that I do is safe.
Well, nothing about what I do is safe either, but
Yeah, but I mean me specifically, so... My origins mean my days are numbered.
I would
And I
like
knew
that
that.
number to stay as high as possible.
Oh yes,
I'm
me
gonna
too.
do everything that I can to make sure that that's the case, including if Arasaka even twitches an eyeball in your direction, you know I'm gonna go looking.
Yes, and I would probably have to stop you by virtue of the fact that you digging might just get you killed. This is Arasaka we're talking about.
Right.
But
So I won't dig too far.
no. D,
Clutch
my days are numbered, but I'm not looking to run towards my death at record speed.
Yeah,
Not
please don't.
not anymore, at least.
This bring up an interesting question.
Hmm?
In the simulation, at the hook, what did you mean by the whole, like, if something happens, then you not existing anymore? I heard you. Obviously, I was bleeding out on the floor, but
A little distracted.
Yeah, yes,
trying
yes,
not
you
to
certainly
bleed out.
were.
Tell me.
Frankly, I think it's quite obvious what I said. I don't think there's really any other way to take that, truth be told.
I am not clear as to what exactly it is that you did. I overheard. I don't want you to repeat it, but I don't.
Are you sure you don't want me to repeat it?
Like I wouldn't want that for you anyway. Because if something happens to me, like, oh well, I'm a nobody. I'm just some street rat who lived in a mega building all their life.
I suppose it is actually only right that I repeat what I said immutably and for the record, then. And I meant every word of this, mind you. If something happened to you, I would kill every last person responsible for said thing, and then myself. Not actively, mind you. I'm not about to go and commit seppuku or something equally as stupid, but I'm sure there are some Arasaka forces I'd love to put to the blade.
That doesn't constitute as a death wish?
It's not an active one.
Well, good. Because I would do this
as a very quick out of character point, I would. This is where I would also kind of like to hint to the fact that she says, I'm not racing towards my death at record speed anymore.
So, since that's the case, and you have said that you would avenge me, I would do the same for you.
See,
Just
that
so
I don't
we're
know
clear.
why you would do, but I thank you for the sentiment nonetheless.
I care about you. A lot.
Now, D,
Yes.
I appreciate that sentiment. Genuinely and truly, I do.
You know I try the brains fucker who got to you.
But I'm going to be just so openly candid with you for a moment.
Mm-hmm. As if you wouldn't be?
More so than usual, to the point of bluntness.
Okay.
That is the worst possible thing that you could do for your health.
This goes for you.
Does it?
To be clear, it's the avenging you that would be bad for my health, yes.
No, it's more the care. It's more the care in general I was referring to.
Oh! Yeah, that. So
I
what?
mean, you know better than just about anyone.
Kinda, but also friend, roommate.
And Kiri's eyes are ticking off someplace. She's not when you're speaking like that, she's not actually looking at you anymore. It's like there's something on the tip of her tongue, but she's trying to bite it back as if it's like she's not sure if she wants to say that or not.
The same is true for you, that if you care about me, it could be detrimental to your health. That's the way that Night City is. And
I was thinking more of an active detriment by virtue of they would hurt you to get to me. If the right party decided to stick their nose into the fray. I mean, quite frankly, if I was either very lucky or very unlucky, depending on one's perception, and it was Hanako who decided to actually look, well, who knows? That could go very differently.
which is why I keep an eye out for anything related to you.
And I appreciate that, and you know I do. But you also are aware that I do have to point out the fact that that could also very easily have your head bitten off
I'm aware.
by Arasaka ninjas. You know,
I'm very aware.
given that they were a topic of discussion today, as someone who
Yes.
was one.
Yes. I am very aware. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change that I care about you. As much danger as we could possibly be in, get in a drive-by shooting. It's the same, more or less. Stronger power behind it, possibly, but walking out of our apartment could lead us to be dead, tossed off the damn railing of the mega building, plopped down, flapped into the center, kind of crashing through the noodle place. Could happen.
I'm pretty sure there's a glass atrium first, but
Yes.
do you know the amount of force that it takes to crack a glass, skyscraper level glass?
A lot. Terminal velocity?
Terminal velocity from me when I had my linear frame implanted, maybe.
Okay, maybe not through glass and place, but damn close.
Kiri, Kiri is kind of is actually kind of chuckling at that now in like the dark, morbid manner. But she's still got that look on her face, as if she's got as if there's something on the tip of her tongue that she's trying her best not to say.
So, with that established, I think it is safe to say that we both care enough that we would avenge each other in the event of something dire.
Correct.
Same page.
And yet you were so against it when I said it.
Well, the whole, you know, running into Arasaka to essentially death wish herself after the fact would be the issue I take up with it.
Why would you take issue with that?
Because it's not what I would want.
You wouldn't want me to kill as many Arasaka personnel as I can? Yeah,
No, I
sure,
wouldn't
I
want
would.
you to die doing it.
The thing is that they're likely going to kill me anyway at some point or another.
And
At that
yeah,
at that current juncture, if you died, I would have very, very little to actually live for.
well, I would hope you would. That you wouldn't.
Perhaps.
I would try to live my best life if something were to happen. In memory of you.
It's a very somber conversation. Has this been needing to happen for a while? Have you two reached a kind of a, like, this is a crossroads or like a ledge of things where things have been growing to this point and now it's like having $1,000
Wait,
each in your
holy
hands? Do things feel more real, or like, hey, we're actually doing things that are more than just the quick and dirties? Like, and so with that, there's more risk to who we are individually or as roommates.
In a sense, it's probably been building to something like this. Curie.
And nothing's gonna happen to you if I have anything to say about it.
Well, likewise. I never did get to murder that vampire.
Yeah, kind of slimy. Fake or not? Ew, ugh.
I pumped a 10-round burst out of my heavy SMG into him and he didn't go down.
Kind of some wild shit. That
Body shots. Full body shots. Like a spray of gunfire. Direct hits. Every one of them. And just nothing. It was like shooting at this fleshy sludge.
kind of reminds me of bullet spongy bosses when it comes to video. Not terribly. Just a lot of time. To take
Probably
it
would
down.
have. It would have probably been better if I had incendiary ammo for the heavy SMG. But alas, I've yet to make that little investment. Speaking of, any idea where some of that cash is gonna go now that we've got it? You know, that we put our lives on the line to get?
Hmm. Well, rent's not due yet.
No, we've got another 3 weeks before we have rent.
Right. So, under the mattress for now?
Yeah, I have a purchase that I will inevitably make, but it's gonna take some sourcing to get what I need.
It wouldn't be a terrible idea to get a set of locks either. You know, because getting through locks aren't always the digital thing.
Physical locks, physical ingress is probably going to be your major enemy, so not
Yeah,
the worst idea in the world.
I'm not great at it, but
for my
might be
part,
something our techie friend might like.
you could talk with Gopher about it. I'm sure he'd have something to say.
Seems like he's good with it.
For my side of things, frankly, the fact that I'm all flesh at the moment is not great when I'm going under a hail of gunfire. However, I know for a fact that with the lasting damage, I couldn't go under the knife to get another linear frame implanted. To say nothing of the fact that I would have to get my muscles regrafted and laced and all of that.
You chipping in, it's... Or chipping up in any way. Risky.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst I have is Cyberdeck.
To be fair, the only thing I've got, well, I suppose you actually saw it, so. And she'd kind of flick over some deets to UD, confirming the fact that yes, she does actually have a Sendevistan loaded into her neuroport, and it's a custom job. Not insofar as it's mechanically different from any other kind of Sandevistan that you can pick up, but it's clearly tracked so that well, all the operating and everything is in Japanese for one, and for two, it's also probably some stripped out and modded Saka OS port. Given she would need something that's actually like somewhat familiar for her to use.
Right. Huh. That's interesting.
How do you figure?
Well, do you think I didn't notice the lines on the back of your neck?
I figured you may have chalked it up to the simulation.
Well, for the second half of the simulation, every one of us look exactly like we do. And I'm very perceptive.
Very true. But aside from my port, that's the only thing I've got installed. By virtue of... I don't know how well I'd do if I got anything else.
In the course of the conversation, has anything come up then? Because you've discussed some very personal things. I mean, your survival and continuity, even what you mean to each other in various ways, and what might happen if something did happen. Because of the things you've discussed, is there anything in particular, even while you're having the conversation, that you would like to receive as information about the job coming up or something related to it? About the company, about like EBM or the center, guests, or anything else that comes to mind?
I have an idea. So doing net security work for that particular section of the convention center, do I know how hard it would be to then come out of that little local network and go into the broader convention center network? Do I know how easy or hard that might be?
Yeah, so this wouldn't require a roll. What would effectively happen is you would be given like a base level access to the architecture that all these independent people are plugging into. But you're being like monitored, like you actually have like a boss net runner over you.
Okay.
And so it's your job to just make sure, make sure the signal strength is there. If you notice any suspicious activity, you call it out, or you're not required to sacrifice yourself for the vendor. I mean, if you choose to step up and do something, because maybe that would get you an extra reward or something. But so you have this baseline access. You're there to just make sure everything is steady. A lot of this is probably going to be boring because you're just watching the data signal, and you're watching like the activity levels broadly. So you would already have access to the basic nodes, the basic architecture that the independents are plugging into. For you to get anything for the convention center, you need to actively hack into that, because you don't have access to that. Like this would have come up in your orientation, so this isn't telling you, like this isn't like a freebie on any sort of a difficulty roll for a skill.
Okay.
So it presumably could be possible, and if you want information in that regard, that might be what you end up rolling. But yeah, you're there to babysit the internet, report problems, and if you can handle tech issues, cool. Then that would be a part of it as well.
Okay.
But if you're facing a Arasaka cyber ninja that's going to fry your brain, you're not expected to fight that. You could just like jack out, and you'd be like, all right, hey, look, yeah, like I'm calling in my boss on this one, who's probably in like an office and actually like a chair to really manage everything else, right? So with that, what do you want to learn, either about your particular job or the physical location or something else about a particular vendor or something?
Maybe things that I've like seen or overheard, because I also have lip reading as a skill. That if there's something juicy that something is rumored to be on display, either during just the press event or just the public event, or
Well, the press event
kind of-
happens tomorrow.
right.
So that there's nothing there. Like the role would be for now that you have your job. This is something that you could take with you to your first full day at the job.
Okay. Well, that was kind of what I was leaning into. Like, what
Okay.
are they bringing? Like, is there something that the indies are bringing that seems of interest?
Yeah,
Okay.
anything
As far
anything
as tech
net-based.
Okay.
or something like that.
What's the skill that you're proposing to roll?
I'm proposing either perception or lip reading to see if I could oversee with either the cameras or during like just being with my other coworkers that they've been talking about as far as what the indies are bringing and showcasing that would be of any interest to anyone, really.
Okay.
Like, what's on the
well,
itinerary for stuff that's being demonstrated?
Sure. Well, either one of those skills could provide a different result in some way. So you tell me how you want to perceive or garner information, and then roll it.
Okay. Since I haven't rolled that skill yet, I'm gonna do lip reading because I want to watch and see what it is they're talking
Okay.
about amongst the booth people getting stuff prepared and pulling out crates and stuff like that because they're in the setup phase.
Okay.
13's not bad.
It's
but
not
it's
bad.
also a 2 on the dice.
It won't. Yeah. So it won't give you the hard piece of evidence or clue or info to take with you to the job. There's a lot of chatter, a lot of activity. It's a new venue, so there's a lot to watch. Like nothing blew up when you were doing your setup, and your supervisor was telling you, okay, this is how you switch through the cameras. Like confirm access. Now switch between camera 1 and 2 and 3. All right, now test this. The rigmarole to make sure that you're competent at doing what you've applied to do, kind of a thing. So you didn't pick out anything in particular. There's a lot of moving of things, unpacking boxes. In general, at least with the independence over which you get to watch through the cameras and everything, there's a generally good feeling. Nothing. There wasn't a lot of explicitly covering mouths to prevent people from doing that. There seemed to be, it's probably stuff like, it's been a while, hey, how have you been since last year? Some handshakes, some laughs, people emptying boxes and setting up stands. So at least with the independent companies, there appears to be a cordial nature, and maybe that warms your heart and why you wanted to look at the small businesses instead of more like the cold, like the remote soulless corpse that are there. Because you can imagine that there's not exactly going to be a lot of that going on between, well, at least not publicly. Like, Netwatch isn't going to go over to Arasaka and be like, hey, have you been since last year? How's the wife and kids? Let me buy a meal or something. You're going to get a lot more of that with the people in the independent booths than you will with the big corps.
Maybe the execs are doing that, and they've got vibra daggers hidden in their hidden in the back of their waistbands, just waiting.
So your general takeaway is for this sector, you have a general impression that people seem to be in a good mood. No one was throwing fists. No one was. You didn't see anyone try to steal boxes. I mean, maybe that happened and you didn't catch it because you were lip reading more than you were observing things. But no one was trying to be sneaky, or everyone was talking into a little communicator, or doing their whatever. This actually seemed to be a lot of people who just liked being there and were in a good mood.
That's good.
So
Good mood is good.
yeah,
Good vibes is good.
rather than seeing everyone always like suspiciously covering their mouths and looking around and tense, or people walking around with their hands on weapons that they shouldn't have, because all that stuff should be at the coat check. But I mean, people do things. Okay, now for you, Kiri, before we go into our break, what would you like to try and glean before the job starts?
Given that I am working for Rencom, and there's like more of a kind of a big thing here. Given that they're an up-and-comer and yet they managed to pull such a big booth, I'm curious as to basically, I mean, whilst there and on orientation, would have been keeping an eye out over the floor to see if there's anyone doing any casing. Basically preempting to see if someone is gonna try and cause some chaos, whether it be either on the media and exec day, or on one of the two full public days, or even the half day.
Okay.
And basically from that also just doing some general planning of if they were to pull like the crew were to pull their own thing, as to like which way they're going to go, entries, exits, other kinds of ingress and egress, like places to be able to weave, camera blind spots, that sort of thing as well.
Well then, so from
Because
this flurry of ideas, which one would you like to focus on? Do you want to vibe check people with like a human perception? Do you want to look for a conspicuously placed parabolic microphone pointing to the booth? Do you want to do some sort of other check?
I mean, like, yeah, looking more for espionage than vibe checking people, because I suck at human perception.
Okay. Okay. Then yeah, just make this would be a regular perception then, as you're looking for devices that would pose a something, if not a threat, then at least an inconvenience, or possibly just there to collect some extra data that NCOM wasn't exactly prepared for.
I'll pump 2 luck into it just to be sure.
Going in with 2 luck. Hey, there we go. Okay. So in your professional assessment here, Segatari has set up across from NCOM effectively an arcade. There's a ton of machines there with all kinds of different Segatari games, which some are titles that you haven't heard of, some are just maybe remasters of old classics, and others are, oh my gosh, that's the original. Oh man, that was only uh, whatever would be the equivalent in this cyberpunk dystopia of like a 8 or 16-bit. Oh, this was only just like a the 1000-bit system. It only had a spectrum range of 12 million colors. I remember playing that at Bucka Slice Hut when I went there for birthday parties or whatever. It's something that might be like classic arcade or nostalgic to you in some way.
Nostalgia bait.
Even from Japan, like they would have. So of course you can't get the good Japanese arcade cabinets even in Night City, unless you go to a very special place. Segatari is bringing the good straight from Japan classic cabinets. Now, for it being an arcade, though, the machines aren't set up like an arcade. And in your observation, most of the machines are facing across the way to the area. Because these aren't really rooms. This is more like a big segmented hall that NCOM has one part of and Segatari has the other.
It's a convention hall, and then they've got their own little platform.
Yeah.
And maybe that platform has like 2 walls, and yeah, no, I know the deal you're talking about, like a proper convention center.
So throughout the setup of the arcade machines, in between enjoying some member berries, I don't know if Kiri was into that sort of a thing, or she had relatives or friends that would talk about that, even if that was never her thing. Some of the Segatari workers, you noticed, were being very diligent on placing, like, you'd see them move the arcade, like, they'd place it, and then they'd kind of scoot it an inch to one side, and then they'd kind of rotate it an inch to the other, and almost all the arcade cabinets are facing NCOM. So it's a suspicious arrangement of arcade machines that it's not just, well, they look sloppy and they're facing all different directions. They really were trying to position the cabinets in a very specific way.
Everything towards NCOM
Yeah.
tells me that, yeah, sure, trying to draw people over with the flashing lights and everything, you wouldn't need to do that with all of the machines. You would only need to do that with a couple in order to have that advertising effect. Likelihood is that those probably have cameras or microphones or just sensor arrays in general. That, or they also might have piggyback routers and other such nasties in them for Segatari netrunners to log on to the local NCOM network and steal some stuff.
That could be. So yes, your bit of information is you for sure have suspect arcade cabinet placement in the Segatari arcade that has been set up. So
that'll probably be something to have a chat with the head of NCOM security when we get to that.
And on that note as well, if someone is causing a ruckus in the NCOM section, you can act to subdue non-lethally if possible. Though ultimately you work under the head of security for the convention center, similar to how Kiri, she's focused on the one little bit of net activity, but she reports to a net runner that's over her for the convention center. So you have been given you have the stun baton, the NCOM stun baton. You have the custom heavy pistol, and it's there because hey, things do happen, and you might need to use lethal force. Everyone in Night City understands that. You probably would have had to pass a marksmanship test, which you could do easily anyway. So
to be fair, I probably won't need to pull out the gun because, sure, non-lethal force, that's fine. That doesn't mean I can't break their kneecaps.
Yes, lawful good does not mean lawful nice.
A lot of work.
Yeah, Batman won't shoot someone, but he'll tear their kneecaps off with his fingers. So.
Also, I think you got D-Res and Carrie mixed up again.
Oh, did I? Hey,
Yeah.
hey, there we go, bingo. Okay, we got our card filled for the night.
Yeah.
We had well, I guess not completely a bingo because Kiri hasn't had a critical failure, at least not yet. That has to happen
No.
every session.
Please, no.
There's a really good comic run about
Trust
Batman where
me,
it's like,
she's good at what she does.
yeah,
All right, so that's your
definitely
info.
go around in Batman people.
You can hide your money or do whatever you're gonna do with it, but in the morning you need to get up and take the bus or have Outback pick you up. But you got to make sure you're at the convention center by, I don't know, X o'clock. It'd be in the morning. It's a 12-hour shift, so I don't know. We'll say like we'll say 9 to 9. So 9 to 9, you got to be there. You can coordinate the rides if you want, or you could just tell me you're taking public transit. I'm not going to worry about nickel and diming you for like a bus pass to the convention center. If it's necessary, then it's part of getting you to the job or something, whatever. We're gonna take at least a 10-minute break. I got to get something to eat and something to drink here, and then we'll come back and then we'll begin the press day and go from there as you all are easing into your jobs. This is the day when it should just be execs and media who are out, or maybe also any VIPs that could be there too. So hold on tight, everyone. We're gonna take a break and then we'll come back and we'll have our media presser at the convention center for the night here. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes.